I'm a freshman here at UNC Charlotte, and I'm majoring in elementary education, and I'm going to minor in...
Hi, I'm Lindsay Poole. I'm a freshman here at UNC Charlotte, and I'm an elementary education major.
Hey guys, my name is Christina. I am currently a sophomore in college. I am majoring in English with a focus in pedagogy, and I'm minoring in secondary education. And my future profession that I hope to obtain is I want to be a high school teacher, preferably in English, and I want to start an AP program.
All right. Hey, Christina. Do you think there are any problems with our education system?
Definitely think that there's a lot of problems, a long list that could go on for all day. But yes, definitely think that there is problems regarding the education system. Would you like me to go into some of them?
Oh yeah, sure.
I think that just overall our curriculum needs to be relooked at. I think how we communicate with our students and just the proper pay that we are with our teachers, I don't think they are getting enough. And I think we need to also look into how we run school, just the structure of it, how long it is, the duration, the homework, and etc.
And how do you think poverty and race influence the quality of education and overall achievement?
So when this question is asked, I think of zoning, and it just brings to mind how they have to send certain kids who live in possibly the more poverty-stricken parts of town to the lower quality schools, and therefore they are already at a disadvantage for learning, for their education, which puts them at a higher disadvantage to get into higher education like colleges or anything like that, and also further on in their career. And usually sadly it happens to minorities, but I feel a lot of the majorities in it too. We just don't think about that a lot, but I feel the minority is usually the ones affected by the unfair zoning of districts, school districts and stuff like that.
What types of setbacks have you heard of people from other races and backgrounds experiencing?
Well, I'm going to take it as students experiencing. I think I can speak for myself. I know that some teachers discriminate against certain students depending on race, whether they are Black or Hispanic or Muslim or anything. But that's just because we're in America and we're in the South. There are always going to be racial discriminations in the school system, and I think there shouldn't be, but it's just we're going to have to work to fix it.
All right. So what do you think are some things the American education system should rethink and revise in response to the issue of the racial and socioeconomic discrimination?
First and foremost, the curriculum. I think that with Common Core, we aren't looking at what our lower income schools are needing right now. We're putting a lot of emphasis in different categories, and I think we should be putting a lot of emphasis and focus onto our lower income schools. I also think that looking more into reading and regarding college prep, because I feel we aren't putting a lot of focus into our reading and writing as much as we should. And this is definitely showing in colleges, and a lot of my college professors I know are even seeing that the writing that we have now is just increasingly going downhill. And I think that's a lot because we don't put a lot of emphasis in that. It is more costly to have people go over your writing, and especially when you can fill out a Scantron and bubble in answers for math and science. You can get an A or a B and then you go send it off, someone else grades it. But with writing, someone actually has to get paid to read your responses and then give you that feedback. So I think just giving those resources to our students, having access into the education, and then being aware too. The number one thing for me is just being aware that there are needs that we are meeting in our education system today.
Right. Thank you for that. So
as a future educator, how would you address the issue in your classroom?
Well, I want to be a second grade teacher, and so since they're so young, I would just talk about different races, especially the races of the students that I'm teaching, because I feel that's a great way to start, as well as just talk about racism in general, because it's something that we have to talk about because it's going to come up, and if you teach them early, then that's less of a chance that they'll be racist and discriminatory, because they'll already know I'm friends with people who are different races, and that's okay. So
Know the backgrounds of my students as best as I can and listen to their stories, and be willing to change your ways, because it doesn't matter how long you've been teaching. This is like for something that every student is going to need something different from you. And just being aware of different backgrounds, there are different needs in every single student. Students with lower income, they may have a harder time reading, they may have a harder time writing, or it might even be just in basic like learning English. Being able to extend a helping hand for me is just be aware 100%.
All right. Thank you so much, Christina.
Yeah, thank you.